playoff game. He did not, what am I trying to say? He did not advance past that in a Rams team that they played where he has more experience than Jared Goff. He's had more winning, I guess, situations than Jared Goff. But I just think the 30 is really, set for the elite of the elite. And also with that 30, you got to think about, for me, the 30 million is saying, yo, you are going to take us to the promised land and we are going to ride you till the wheels fall off. That is someone like a Russell Wilson. That is someone like a Aaron Rodgers. And that is someone like a Drew Brees. Tom Brady, I would throw him in there, but he's like, look, my lady making about a lot, so I don't even need all this money. So I can't throw him, in there. But if it was, he would be in the conversation as well. Dak's situation is totally different. I mean, he is the quarterback. He is the most important person to the team because he is the quarterback. But you got a guy in Zeke Elliott. They don't get anywhere without Zeke. We saw how the Cowboys fared when Zeke missed those 6 games. Now some of that was, that they had, some struggles on the offensive line as well due to some injuries. But I'm just saying, if you are really trying to do this right, if you're really trying to sustain excellence for X amount of years, Dak, if you get your money, get your money. But if you're on the GM side of these things, you need Omari because you gave a first round pick for it. That was your draft pick this year. You need Zeke. You need Dak as well. And then you still going to need to protect him with that offensive line. So, of course, people are going to be saying, hey, Dak should take one for the team. Take one for the team. Take one for the team. And it's just like, well, didn't I take one for the team when they drafted me in the 3rd, 4th round? What was that? When did he get drafted? They'd be like, So Dak is probably thinking, I already took one for the team. Now you want me to take a second one. And don't be surprised with this as well if they just franchise tag him for a year. If he had been a first round draft pick, they would have picked up his option anyway. Let's just be honest. And it would have had him, for a 5th year. So $30 million. I don't know if I can go that far, And Dak is not a bad player or anything. Like some people be like, oh, this person is horrible. How are they getting, this money and all that stuff? No. He's a really, really good quarterback, and he could get better, and he could be that guy, as well. So I just don't think right now, $30 million for your quarterback is what you need. I think you need to have your quarterback, your running back, and your wide receiver all on board for the next 3 to 4 years so you can make the run that you want to try to make in the NFC because you're going to need all the help that you can get. Carson Wentz and the Eagles are young. If Washington with Dwayne Haskins pan out and Geis and all those boys over there, if they pan out, you're going to have problems. And then right now we don't know. But with Saquon Barkley and if this kid Daniel Jones end up being what the Giants see him being, that's just in your division. We're still not talking about the Falcons. We're still not talking about the Packers. We're still not talking about the Seahawks. We're still not talking about the Saints. And we're still not talking about the Rams. These are all teams that you're going to have to see at some point in time, and possibly the Minnesota Vikings. I don't even want to leave them out. The Chicago Bears, I don't want to leave them out. So the list goes on and on and on in the NFC that they're going to have to, have to deal with. So you want to actually have a team. I'm not saying that you give Dak $15 million or anything like that. Don't be disrespectful. $30 million. Woo! $30 million. In the Wait a Minute Show chat room, they want to get in. See, you bring up the Cowboys, all of a sudden some Cowboy fans show up and they want to say something. But the greatest, I was just talking about the greatest. Hey, you got a DJ? if you, side note, if you listen to the greatest, you're going to get somebody pregnant. So don't be listening to this song with your lady because, you're going to get in trouble. But he says, you break the bank for Zeke, period. He said Zeke is the team. The greatest also about get disrespectful. Oh, okay. I thought he was getting disrespectful, ladies and gentlemen. He said, "Hey, Jelani Dallas plays Detroit again." Yeah, I saw that on the calendar. The greatest. Don't yeah, we'll be in town in Pride. We're gonna shake some things up. Maybe what, Lil Pimp? Maybe we need to take a road trip to Big D. What you think about that? Indeed. Yeah, when the Lions play, go down there, man, and represent. So we might do something like that. Maybe do a show remotely, because there's a few people out there, in the Dallas area with X Squad Radio Network, and we do something big out there. But we'll ask for another day, Free agent talk. So the initial free agency is already over. Of course, we know that. We had a draft to talk about in the NFL. Now that is over. And now we are into the basic second wave of the of free agency. So you got guys out there, like Ndamukong Suh that's still out there, Eric Berry, Jamie Collins, and it's a few other players that sits atop of the list. And one of those players that sit at the top of the list that, kind of got into a discussion, not an argument or anything, was Ziggy Ansah, right now former Detroit Lion defensive lineman, who is a free agent right now. He's out there visiting with teams. And so there's two teams that I'm sure it's more than two, but two teams that have a big interest in him, in the Seattle Seahawks and the Buffalo Bills. So they were having a conversation with the GM for the Bills, Bean, and they were talking about how Seattle was in the running for Ziggy Ansah's services. So Bean steps in and says, like, I don't know where you're getting that information from. That's, garbage that Seattle would be in the running. We are still in the talks with Ziggy. So, it's almost like he took it as disrespect. Like, how dare you say the Seahawks are in position over us? Well, let me tell you why they are in position. I don't recall the Buffalo Bills being in the playoffs anytime in the recent past. Now, I know, someone's going to say, hey, we was in the playoffs 2 years ago. No, you backed into the playoffs. You had lost and another team lost that got y'all in. So it's not like you really did it yourself. Somebody helped you get into the playoffs. So I don't count that one. But we're talking about a Seattle organization who has been known for their defense, who has been in the playoffs on a regular basis, who has been to 2 Super Bowls recently, who has not had Nathan Peterman out there on the field being their quarterback, and who has not traded away everybody that they have. So, of course, Seattle would be, the front runner. I mean, could Ziggy still go to the Bills? Yes. They got some guys over there that are, that they're going to be looking at as up and coming. They're young. Josh Allen is young. You're hoping that he pans out with that cannon of an arm that he got. But as far as like right now, today, if you look at what Seattle is offering versus what Buffalo is offering, one's cold, one's wet. So the weather is going to be a factor anyway. But you got a Super Bowl winning quarterback on this end. You got a guy that was trying to make his way on the other end. You got a GM and a coach that's been around forever, sustaining excellence, and you got the Buffalo Bills that's trying to get it together, trying to change the culture. So yes, the Seahawks are in it. I get it what Bean is doing. He's just trying to defend himself and defend the organization. But don't say it's garbage and all that stuff. Hey, I'm not even worried about that. We've been in contact with Ziggy. He's had some interest. We had some interest. We'll see what happens. We're going to talk and see if we can get a deal done or see if something that works out for best. But as far as like everybody else, we're not even concerned with what's going on with everybody else because they don't negotiate for us. That's it. But yeah, I probably will go to Seattle. You look at the Frank Clark just left there. He got traded, or however way he ended. I think he got traded. That leaves an opening for an edge rusher. Yeah, I would say Seattle, is in prime position for that. In the Wait a Minute Show chat room, the greatest says, being a Lakers fan, Boston getting that work. I should be happy to see this beat down. So it's basically turning into what I thought it would turn into, ladies and gentlemen. Mochi says, I got the chips and popcorn and everything, the greatest. So he is enjoying it. And if you have not figured this out, those are two Laker fans. And then Rough Buff, a.k.a. Fuquan Shabazz, said, Jelani doing a remote show in Dallas, Georgia. Okay. You always got one in every group, We'll handle Fuquan Shabazz on a later day, A remote show. Never mind. We are in the ATL, ladies and gentlemen. Lopan, back me up on this. We are in the ATL. Indeed. ATL in the Lions Den Studios. Maybe. So let's move on from there. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to come back from the break. We get back into some basketball news. We'll talk about these Nuggets and Blazers. Philly, where the hell did they go? And then Warrior rumors. The Warriors. More rumors coming out about them. And whatever else you may want in the Wait a Minute Show chat room. So we'll be back again after these words.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
X gon' give it to you.
Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat
Squad
couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the
Squad
to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
All music artists, lend me your ear. Looking for that hot beat to make your next hit? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. Tired of paying for overpriced studio time for mediocre beats? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. FaroJaroMusic.com offers industry quality hip-hop, trap, R&B, and pop beats that will take your creativity to the next level. We know it's hard to find dope beats out there, so don't waste any more time searching YouTube or whack beat-selling websites. Go to FaroJaroMusic.com today to cop the beat for your next hit. Mixing and mastering services available too. Once again, go to FaroJaroMusic.com. That's FaRoJaRO Music.com for the hottest beats in the game.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
Squad Network, the future of radio.
He's the brain of the operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it.
And him, he's along for the ride.